This is Want List Records. Let me charge you this. This is in Newton, Massachusetts. This is a brand new store. It's been open just about a month.
Oh, is that his thing more? He's more on the baking side?
Yeah, he's doing baking.
Okay.
That is nice. We'll just flip through. This is a nice selection of reggae. They actually had a couple crates of world music, a couple crates of reggae, good jazz selection.
Appreciate that for sure.
Hey Drew, sent me that.
It's always the worst when you look at it, the cover looks good, you take it.
I have 4 suitcases filled with sets of dead bootlegs. I colored the cassette jacket of every single one myself.
That's pretty cool. You still listen to those? Or
Yeah, I don't have a cassette player, so I had a friend who gave me like
That's an original. It's the Maytall. I just bought the reissue, so I'm not going
I don't
to.
even know what I'm gonna do.
I'll just save for something else.
I got this
A lot of carrots of soul.
They were all dead?
Ramp
Huh?
They were all
as
dead.
well. Number of
They're
ramp
all grateful dead. I mean, there was a couple other things mixed in
And
there.
rock.
Which was like, I
So,
don't know, I don't believe
there we
it.
go.
I got a bunch of these on
Want
the
List
jazz
Records.
side, a friend of mine.
Right.
These are all like old, but these
Great
are,
price.
Welcome to midweek. So we started with a record store called Want List Records, and it's in a Boston suburb, Newton, Massachusetts. The place is brand new. It's in an antique mall, has its own little store, and it's only open 3 days a week. I got 12 to 6 on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Dave from Local Bandography, he had sent me a message on Facebook Messenger saying, you got to go here. You got to go here. These guys are great. So obviously Dave's done some business. So as usual, Dave's working on getting me to spend money, which he's very good at. I didn't think I was going to make it just because of the timing, but we were coming back from something. Go, well, this might work out. And then, of course, my wife and her twin could go look at the antiques. Oh, really? Come on, Cat. He was sleeping until I started talking. All right, are we going to sit? Please, sit. So I went there. There it is, Want List Records. And there is, you can find them on, if you go into Instagram, they're there. There's a email address. I'll put that up. So it was, you know, this isn't like a big store. Obviously, they're just getting going. It's tables with crates of records, but they were busy. I mean, I was the first one to get in that day, and so, you know, I was able to talk, but within a half hour, there was a bunch of people coming in, people wanting to sell records. They're going through that, and so regretfully, I didn't get to have quite the conversation I wanted to have with the owners, but they were all very nice, and it was a really nice time. Neat stuff, a lot of reggae. It's stuff a lot from their own personal collection. You can see the wall there. You know, the reggae I went through on one of the flips. But otherwise, I mean, it was a lot of rap. There are like 3-4 cases of rap, soundtracks. Jazz, good selection of jazz. Nice Love Supreme. And rock, of course. So, good mix of stuff. Really enjoyed it. Had a good time there, and I bought a few things. Yeah, settle in. Okay. So that was Want List Records, Newton, Massachusetts. Pretty cool place. Now, second part, I did find some records that are like top 50 records for me that I've wanted to get back in. Some of these I did have the vinyl saved, but I had to buy, still spend, you know, I just can't find the cover it. And so the records are in great shape. But I was really excited on some of this. So the first one, Jane's Addiction, Nothing Shocking. And I do have the I do have my original one. There it is, that I had from my collection. This, it has the inner sleeve, you can see. Nothing Shocking. This came out in 1988 by Jane's Addiction. What did I know of the group? Nothing. I just know I walk into a record store. There's two naked ladies or statues of them with their head caught on fire. Well, I mean, how could you not buy it? It just says, well, you better buy this. Look at this. Nothing Shocking. Wow. This was such an incredible album. It blew me away from the first needle drop. It started off kind of quietly up on the beach. Then there's a song Ocean Sighs, and it's almost like an acoustic guitar. And then there's like a countdown, 3, 4, and it blasts. I mean, the guitars come so strong. It just comes out and blasts you. I mean, I think David Navarro was the guitarist at that time. You know, you would think I would have that. Oh yeah, David Navarro was the guitarist at that time, and it was just incredible. Stephen Perkins on drum, Eric A. bass, and Perry Falwell on voices. Oceanside was followed up by Had a Dad, and it's kind of his talking about, well, I used to have a dad, but I don't anymore. He left. And that is just, again, just a heavy rocking song. Blows you away. And then it says, standing in the shower thinking. It's just, I'm just standing in the shower thinking, and I'm pissing on myself. Fun stuff. Summertime Rules is on side 2. Mountain Song. It's like it says, think Led Zeppelin, Misty Mountain Hop, just the power of Zeppelin. That's what I thought when I heard a lot of these songs, the power of Led Zeppelin when they are blasting. And then, of course, Jane Says, which was kind of their hit. Really beautiful song. It ends with Thank You for the Boys, which is kind of stupid. But this, what an album. I would think most of you have heard it. If not, I would stream Nothing Shocking if you like hard rockin' music. To me, this is their peak. Incredible stuff. So happy to get that one. Top 50 album. Here was one. The Stranglers. And Radis Novicus. Latin, I guess. There's a rat, This came out in 1977. This is from England, punk rock. Any good punk compilation will have the song Get a Grip on Yourself. That's where I heard of these guys. And I would have these punk comp one after another, and they always had Get a Grip on Yourself. And there's this organ that goes on. It almost sounds like an accordion, but it is so fun. And it's just going up and down the scales. It's just incredible. Blew me away. This is just like one of the greatest songs, and still one of my favorite punk songs. On here is Peaches. I'm walking on the beaches, looking at the peaches. Ba ba ba. Okay, we're not talking fruit, right? Then there is what was it here? Hanging Around was kind of big. It's just what a good album. Is it the best punk album out there in the world? No, it's not. But is it fun? Yes, it is. For me, it was one that I searched for many years. Before Discogs, before you had eBay and all that. It took me a long time to find this. But when I did, it was just huge. So again, to get this thing back in is just amazing. Just so amazing for me. It's not the most expensive album in the world. Another absolute kind of grail is Gotan Project. And this came out in 2001. I've talked a lot about this group. through in the past. It is electronic tango, Gesundheit. His breath's terrible. And we had his teeth brushed not too recently. This is my favorite tango album, though it's electronic, so it's not pure tango. I heard about this through the movie Shall We Dance with Richard Gere and Jennifer Lopez. Look that up, Shall We Dance. Go onto YouTube, pull up the clip. There'll be a clip of Richard Gere and Jennifer Lopez dancing. Really red hot. And they're playing on here Santa Maria. Just pull up the thing Santa Maria. And it is just one of the most, to me, awesome tango songs ever. But there's a Guillermo's Paz, We Want Peace. La del Russo, the Russian. Vuelo el Sur, going to the south. It's a 2-record set. It came out, it was on CD. I actually bought a special CD box set. I had it, one left, I bought it again. But now I got the vinyl back, and just, again, top 50, all those 3 were top 50 albums for me. Super happy to have them. Speaking of top 50 albums, I talked about this briefly on Sunday, but we'll just bring it up again. Here it is, Goodbye Jumbo. This came out in 1990 from World Party. There's my original. This was given to me by James Griffith. I only had the CD. Could never find the album, ever. And then James sent it to me, and it seriously brought tears to my eyes. This is a top 10 album for me. It's one of the most perfect albums to me ever made. It's like they channeled their inner Beatles to do this. And the harmonies, the hooks. I mean, it's just hook after hook after hook. It's too late, way down now. Put the message in the box. Take it up, God on my side. Thank you, world. The harmonies are beautiful. But it's just the instrumentation. I mean, it just brings you back to listen again and again and again. I listened to that CD so many times. I just never tired of it. This is the reissue. This reissue just came out. I mean, it just hasn't been put out there. And I don't understand what took so long. But World Party has been reissuing all their albums, and I've been picking them up. But this is the one. This is the one that just, it kind of put me on a whole nother kind of path on music. And it just, the beauty of it was, it's a perfect album. It is. It's one of those, Boston's, the first Boston album, their debut. That's a perfect album to me. This is a perfect album. There's not a song on here I don't like. World Party, Goodbye Jumbo. I bought mine on Amazon. It wasn't that expensive. Then, at the record store, we'll take this out. This is Uncle Jam wants you to funk with him. Ba-da-dee-da-dee-da-dee-dee. White label promo. And I bought this at Wantless Records. Now, Uncle Jam, this is from Funkadelic. Funkadelic Parliament, right? You can see Parliament. Can you see Parliament in here? Flashlight, and there's the bop gun. 2 Parliament props. This came out in 1979. I was in college. I saw it. I knew Funkadelic. I was a huge Parliament fan. This was my first Funkadelic album I ever bought. And it's just like a party. It's a party. There's a couple. That last 2 songs on side 2, Holly Wants to Go to California and Foot Soldiers, Star Spangled Funky, I thought are kind of dumb. But side 1, Freak of the Week, and Not Just Knee Deep, outstanding tracks. Then, of course, side 2 starts with Uncle Jam. Really, really like that, in Field Maneuvers. Great album for those that like their funk, funny. It was, this, Funkadelic was really hardcore when they started. They were the guitars. They were like the heavy metal of funk. They were, we had Parliament, and then they came with Funkadelic. By this time, they were turning a little more cartoonish. Okay? and having more fun. They weren't as serious, but the guitars weren't there as heavy anymore either. Definitely not. But so a little more Parliament-like. But really, this was just fun to see. There it was. It is actually a reissue. In one of the bins, and I showed this, I picked that up. There's Tears for Fears. Songs from the Big Chair. Obviously, it has on here, every Shout is on there. Everybody Wants to Rule the World. Head Over Heels. Just a good album. It's fairly inexpensive. It's a big part of the 80s. It's not one of my top 100. After I bought it and listened to it, I thought, would I have been better with Greatest Hits? I do like Tears for Fears. I didn't like them when they originally started. I just, not when they first came out. They were okay, but through the years, Sowing the Seeds of Love kind of was my first to grab me. And that was like, wow, this is something else. And so I went back and listened to this. And then, of course, The Hurting was really, really good. But I saw this was fairly inexpensive, and I bought it. And you know what? It's a great album. Enjoy it. Then there was here. I'll take that out of the sleeve. Ohio Players' Greatest Hits. Ohio Players put out a heck of a lot of albums in the 70s. But you know, you can get what you want off of here. Now, I put out for reordered. I ordered the reissues. I haven't seen them yet on Sticky Thing and Fire, but I haven't seen them. But this here, they do have Love Roller Coaster. It has Fop. Everybody was foppin'. I'm not sure what that is. There is Fires on here. Sweet Sticky Thing. So some good stuff. You know, this is, really, when it comes to Ohio Players, you have gold. You got the gold. You got the best things. But great stuff. Ohio was so dang funky in the 70s. So many funk groups came out of Ohio, especially the Dayton, Cincinnati area. Really amazing stuff came from there. And the final one I brought back in, Buckwheat Zydeco. So, rightfully someone drew on here. This is good Zydeco. It's not great Zydeco. He learned to play the keys and the organ. His family really wasn't musical, but that's where he began playing. And he had his own kind of real rock and roll soul group. Well, in 76, Clifton Chenier, the king of Zydeco, said, hey, you want to come play with me, play keys and go on tour? So Buckwheat, that was his name. Stanley's his real name, but in school he was called Buckwheat because of the way his mother braided his hair. They didn't want to cut the hair, so they just braided it. Got the nickname Buckwheat, hated it, but now it's part of him. So he went on with Chenier, and he learned to play the accordion. In 79, he says, you know what, I'm just going to form my own group. And he did. And he had a couple albums. I think this is his third one. This came out in 83. There is some Zydeco in here. A lot of it is more, we're just trying to, we're taking some of the hits and we're playing them. So it's almost like R&B, more R&B. But there is some where they do sing Creole. And that's what I like. I mean, I like the rockin' party Zydeco. He also had a pet raccoon. There is his pet raccoon. And he would take the pet raccoon everywhere. Everywhere he went, it went. And I'm not sure what the name of the pet. I'm sure it's probably on here. I could find out. But I think you're going to survive in life without knowing the name of his pet raccoon. So, not an essential Zydeco album. Buckwheat Zydeco has some, but Clifton Chenier is really where it's at. Rockadopsy. Really's where Rock and Dupsy. Those are the two really where Zydeco is the roots. Then we get more little pop oriented, but I like Zydeco. So, okay, that's what I brought back in. It was nice Kat could come and visit with us here and be a part of it. Not that I was looking for you. Yeah, you, right? So, appreciate you dropping by again. And hopefully you'll drop on in on Sunday, okay? Thank you. Bye.